Testing, and we're live.
It's real late in LA, and this is the Life and Times.
It's Life and Times. All right.
So no pizza tonight.
Little Caesars was closed. Okay.
We usually eat pizza after we do our little podcast. None of that for us.
Nothing. All right. You know what? It was Rob the other week, so that's probably why.
LA is littered with crime. Oh my god.
Littered. Okay.
Dude, it's happening all the time.
It's happening everywhere.
I uninstalled the Citizens app. I was like, I don't want to be a citizen. You know,
bro.
this is getting pretty.
Yeah.
Pretty cantankerous out here. Alex, how are you?
Hello. Nice to be here.
Hello.
Welcome to the Life and Times.
Show, sir.
Welcome to the theater.
It's a pleasure to be here.
Thank
in
you.
this beautiful theater with no pizza.
I'm sorry, no pizza.
Sorry.
We're trying to get the pizza. We're trying. You know, the store got
We
robbed.
really tried.
We
They
didn't rob the
said
store.
once it's dark,
We
we're
can
going to
do
close.
that for the plot. No more dark times for us because the last dark time we got robbed. So that's where we're at. No pizza tonight.
So I got the tequila instead.
The
That'll
demons.
do.
Yeah,
Tastes
the demons
delicious.
come out.
My
Like,
demons are going to sleep tonight. There's no way they're waking up.
sleep.
Sleep. Speaking of that, mental health check. How are you feeling from a 1 to 10, starting with Aaron?
I'm feeling a strong 8.
There you go.
All right. Strong 8 right now.
Strong 8. Good.
Yep.
Good week.
Good past couple of days. All right.
Yeah.
Good past couple of days. Better energy, better mindset lately. It's looking good right now. It's looking good.
Good.
What about yourself?
Me?
Yeah.
So it was a little turbulent.
Yeah, a little turbulence.
We're at an 8 now. You know, it's like, all right, relax. Like, you're
We
an
got
adult.
this.
You're about to turn 25. You got to do these things. You can't duck these things. You got to do them. So I'm at an 8. I'm great.
There we go.
What about you, Alex?
I'm gonna go with a solid 9.
There we go.
Oh, there we go.
I knew he was going to one up us.
Yeah.
That's why he was being so
There
quiet. I was
you go.
like, oh, he's about to one up me.
I'm having a great
I looked
fucking
over
day.
and I saw.
I know
his
I've got a better
one-upness.
day than
I
they do.
saw it. I was like, damn, these guys aren't having as good a day as me.
You know, I had the day off, got some sun,
Oh,
Yeah.
and joined. I had a rough couple weeks, and then I joined a Buddhist meditation Zoom that I've been doing daily.
shit.
And I already do TM, Transcendental Meditation, daily. But then this sort of forces me to do a second session every day, like you're supposed
Damn, dude.
Added to
And
the discipline.
to. It really makes a difference, I gotta say.
Yeah.
Feeling
Immaculate.
centered, calm, and collected.
Oh, dude. We love to hear it.
That's great. I never meditated a day in my life.
No.
I'm trash.
Maybe accidentally.
Yeah.
Maybe accidentally.
Maybe
right?
off an edible or something. Like, oh, I'm meditating?
I'm like, I feel fantastic right
or
now.
I'm just here. Speaking of about who's just here, the Celtics and the Heat keep going back and forth, but it's going to the Celtics' way. They're up 3-2. It's going back to Boston. If they win, they sweep the Heat. Gentlemen sweep 4-2. The Warriors just took out the Mavs. They're done. So the Warriors just won the conference final. B-ball talk. Some movie trailers came out for Thor, and then 3,000 Years of Longing. Have you guys seen that shit or no?
I saw the trailer for Thor.
Of course, I watched it like a bunch of times. But
Yep.
I'm a nerd.
Looks really good.
I love that shit. It's
Very
going
good.
straight off the comics, like the
Yep.
comics. Sorry, and Thor's fighting God Butcher, and this is
Yeah,
big
dude.
shit. Like they're entering a lot of the Marvel gods, so we might get like Hercules and shit, who was an Avenger as well. So that's gonna be cool. I don't know. I'm nerding out. Like I read this shit when I was 10, and now
Christian
it's there.
Bale.
Christian Bell,
Right? Christian
he got
Bale.
a baldy.
Yep.
Christian
the
Bell
baldy.
got a baldy, bro.
He went bald.
I knew he was
All right.
evil when he was 10.
The role made him bald. Role turned him bald. All right.
It took it away from him.
He took the hair off his head, bro.
Marvel was like, "You want this money, bro? I gotta shave you, bro. Like,
You
there's no
gotta
way
go
around it.
bald.
You
What
gotta
else
go
can
bald.
he's done everything else. I mean, he lost like 100 pounds for The Machinist. He gained
Yep.
100 pounds for
Method actor.
Vice.
Completely changes his body.
Mhm.
You know,
Each time.
What else can he do?
Still watch American Psycho, man. That shit's still it's a staple.
Oh, dude.
He said he did that whole routine like while he was shooting it. He did like the daily routine that he says in the movie. He's like that was his morning routine every day.
God damn,
bro.
Commitment,
meticulous,
discipline. Have you seen the TV show trailers for She-Hulk and Stranger Things?
Not She-Hulk. Yes, Stranger Things.
I seen She-Hulk. The CGI was a little bad, but the plot looks fun. You know, it's good to get another female superhero. More stuff.
I'm glad to see more Hulk-related shit too.
Yeah, to flesh out the Hulk character because he hasn't had a separate movie.
And there's like a whole comic.
Yeah, he has a whole fucking rogues gallery and shit like that we haven't really dug into. All we got is embodiment,
which are like pretty powerful. Yeah,
we
won't talk too long about rogue gallery.
I was gonna say Doomsday. Sometimes we nerd out about comics a little bit too much, so now we say Doomsday to stop ourselves.
Otherwise, we just fucking run rampant.
Yeah, man, I love that stuff.
Love that shit.
I don't fuck with the comics too much, but I did see the trailer for the 300 or 3,000 years. What is it?
3,000 Years of Longing.
3,000 Years of Longing. The new George Miller.
Yeah, that's why I brought it up. I was like, half my shit, half something he might like. Life of Tom's.
It looks really interesting. We'll see. It's I'm not a huge like the more CG you put in a movie, the less likely I am to see it. I like practical effects, but it looks really interesting. And George Miller's a fucking madman. So,
are you from the standpoint that CG means more CG means less cinema? Like it loses the art?
No, I mean there's certain
because it's like a big narrative out there saying that shit now.
Yeah, it's a hot topic.
It's a hot topic,
especially within the last couple of years.
Yeah, because of the ascension of Marvel and all that shit.
Scorsese made those comments too, and then that escalated it into like front headlines.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely agree with everything Scorsese said about it. I don't need to reiterate it, but yeah, I mean, there's something about like certain filmmakers use effects sparingly, and like Fincher or Zemeckis, for the most part, like they use effects in a way that you don't even know what they add trees in the background, they add buildings, like they're not in your face, it's just adding to the atmosphere, and I respect that, but like I really can't get behind if I want a video game, I'll play a video game. I don't want movies and video games combined. That's just it's just not for me, but to each his own. I don't begrudge anyone their taste.
Oh yeah, I know. I mean, I love hearing different opinions, right? Because I read comics, so me seeing that shit, it's a little different.
I
think that's the difference with everybody. It was like, cinema this, cinema that. I'm like, oh, that came from the comic book. I love that shit. So like when Captain America had Thor's hammer, I was like, I read that shit, and now I'm looking at it. There's a little manifestation there. So I think for comic book fans, people who grew up on that shit, that's the biggest thing. I think that's the divide.
Well, I'll give you another example that it's not comics, but like The Thing, the 80s The Thing.
Oh.
All practical effects, fucking brilliant.
Yeah.
And you look at the remake, which was all CG, and it just doesn't have the same effect.
No, I see what you're saying.
And so like, I like to know that even if I can tell it's a puppet, look what Star Wars is doing with Yoda. Like they were gonna use a CG Yoda, and then Werner Herzog was like, no, be brave, use the puppet, and they have, and I think it paid off for them.
Yeah, authenticity never loses. I feel that. But what about Stranger Things? How you feel about that?
We'll see where this goes. I have a very long opinion about Stranger Things.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, very long.
Let me get like a glimpse.
All right. First season, very good.
Okay.
Very good.
I'm
all right. One very clear goal. What happened to Will Byers? Right.
Yeah.
What happened to him? As the seasons go on, that topic begins to like dwindle a little bit. You see that in similar TV shows.
Yeah.
You see it with the current, but also
have you seen it with Sabrina?
Yeah, there's a very quick like turnaround time too. So that shortens the time they have to like ride around and kind of sit on things and explore. So they had to cut that down. But with the pandemic happening, I know they had an extended amount of time to write and fuck around during for this last season. So like I'm excited for it.
Yeah,
I'm excited.
It's been a minute since we had a season.
It's been a minute. They had months, I guess, to like actually rewrite things and like think and explore.
Work it out.
All right, they're really okay. This might be interesting.
I don't know.
I think they split this season into 2.
Yeah, they're getting it back. They're getting it back for sure.
Yeah.
They said every time I see a split for 2, it's kind of like a music when the artist drops a double album. I'm like, okay, you got me.
Yeah,
you know, like I'm fucking.
I'm hyped. I'm hyped as fuck.
I'm gonna watch both parts. But Ray Liotta, I think I
Liotta.
Ray Liotta. Ray Liotta.
Yeah. Very sad about that.
Rest in peace.
Goodfellas.
Goodfellas.
Yeah, that's the first thing I thought.
Iconic.
First thing. Made me want to join them up. Like, it was crazy, man.
One of my favorite Ray Liotta performances has got to be in Place Beyond the Pines. He plays a corrupt cop. And there's a shot where he's I think Bradley Cooper's in the car and he's menacing Bradley Cooper, and you just see a sliver of his face as he like just hunches down to peer at him over the car, and you just see like just a little corner of his eye, and it's creepy as fuck. Fantastic performance.
God damn, dude.
No, he's a phenomenal actor, bro. I fucking grew up on him. It's kind of crazy. We're like losing our heroes as we get older.
Yeah.
The dropping.
It's dropping, bro. I mean, new heroes arise, and we don't know who to look up to.
That's what I was discussing today earlier with my mom. We were talking about that shit. We're like, damn, a lot of like older artists are beginning to die off, but like at the same time,
yeah, because like
current
how
ones who are
are
up and
people
rising,
interpreting the new artists right now? You know, I talked to a little kid, right? Not a little kid, but he's 20. I'm about to be 25. We're talking about the Kendrick Lamar album. He's like, this shit was trash, bro. It was mid. I'm like, this guy's been through nothing. like he hasn't touched anything. And when I was 20, I didn't know shit. I barely even thought about my problems. I literally was at a bar somewhere, or I was trying to go to a party somewhere. And that's what I was doing. That was my only thought pattern. And this kid was on his way to go do that. And that's just it is. It takes time, bro. And as we lose, we gain. You know?
At 20, it's easy to just rag on stuff.
Oh, yeah, man. Feel immortal, bro. Mm-hmm. I was 20, bro. It was crazy. I remember I had a mix of something. I won't even tell you what the mix was. But a friend gave me a mix of something, and the day after, it was my birthday. I'm talking about birthday shit because my birthday's coming up. And the dude was like, yo, you know you wasn't supposed to mix that, right? I was like, whoa, look at that. Look at that, man.
We're getting fucked up at Deontay's, dude.
Oh, yeah, dude. That shit was disrespectful we used to do to each other. Yeah. And it was toxic. So, like, we were literally
horrific.
Like right here. But, like, if you didn't take the shot, you don't fit in anymore. You can't. Nobody was looking at you. Like, it's just like if you lost in Pong, like you like don't look at anybody. Get better. Like
if you passed out, haha.
Mortal. We used to call each other
immortal.
We used to call each other immortals.
If you wanted a blanket.
Oh my god.
When you fell asleep.
I remember
like, who does that?
Bro, it was
it's
so
cold
toxic.
out. Why are you making fun of me?
It was freezing in Dubai. It was freezing.
Freezing. The house has shitty insulation.
No insulation in that fucking house, bro. It was fucking nothing. This character, bro. And I was on the floor, and I looked up to the god, Deontay, and I asked for warmth. Please lend me your blanket, kind sir.
So the mortal wants a blanket.
When I was in college, I had to sleep in I didn't have to. I was looking for cheap housing, and I was sleeping in a friend's garage, and it was the winter in Portland. And it was, I don't know, 25 degrees. I think I asked for it. Like they had a whole closet full of blankets and comforters. So I stacked it, I don't know, like 2 feet high. And then I would have to like curl up and sleep in a ball underneath it and hibernate.
Very primal.
Yeah, very primal shit.
Primal shit, bro.
You got to do what you got to do. All right.
I love that type of shit.
You got to do what you have to do.
I've done that shit. Like there's been some.
You ever been so cold, like when you first moved in, like you had to like tuck towels.
Oh yeah.
Tuck towels in. You're like, fuck.
Remember when I showed Aaron and Andrew this hood trick one winter in State College. I opened the oven up. It was like, oh, it's so warm in here.
We're like, let's all just relax in the
kitchen.
Why don't
we always do this? Who taught you this? Like, the struggle taught me this. Character taught me this. The life and times taught me this. Damn, bro.
Isn't there a Simpsons episode where like it's too hot outside, so they open up the fridge,
Hot outside.
and then they put
it's hot out.
It's hot outside.
they I think they put a blanket over the fridge and just like huddled up next to it until it conked out.
Yeah, he's like rubbing the fucking frozen peas all over his sweaty body.
Oh man, Simpsons just captured life
Homer's
for a real long time.
That golden era?
Yeah. When you
golden
couldn't
era.
watch it, your parents were like, hey, don't watch The Simpsons.
Don't watch that.
I'm watching that shit. I got to. Remember Family Guy first touchdown?
Yeah, Family Guy.
Like Fox,
South Park
as
I
well.
remember watching South Park.
That
very
shit
young
was
age.
like,
very young age.
You cannot watch this. And I'm
I shouldn't have been watching.
Shouldn't have watched it. Never understood the thing.
You
at
know
all.
what? Never
Throwing
did.
me through a loop.
I can't believe it's still on.
I know.
Yeah, and
I
it's
know.
still
All
like
of it.
held its like
Yeah, bro.
I'd say attention.
Attention and controversy. Like, people are still getting
Yeah.
mad about South Park episodes. I'm like, bro, have you seen their lineage? Like,
Yeah.
you got to get over it, bro.
Which we'll come back to.
Right?
They just got $500 million. So
Really?
yeah, Trey Parker and Matt Stone
For
to-
what?
to do more seasons.
Okay, cool.
$500 million.
Yeah, man. They got, I mean,
They're investing. Oh,
yeah,
man.
they're investing. Comedy
investing all
Central is
that.
like, yeah,
They're
keep
like,
going,
what can
bro.
we buy up with this?
We can put you on the block forever. Like, shit's crazy. Filmmaking. What got you into it? See, me, my friend Aaron, I was working. It was like my first summer in college. And he was doing a short film, Nyctophilia. He's
Yeah.
like, Aaron, he's like, Nate, you want to do some, what do you call that shit? Extra. I was an extra. I was a security guard. Okay. I got recruited. I did an 8-hour shift. And I thought I was just going to be on set for like 2 hours. I was on set for like 10 more hours, bro.
Student
10
filmmaking.
to 12 hours.
Hurry up and
And,
wait.
Yeah.
and I was like, wait, Aaron's really doing this shit. And just to shout out Aaron real quick, like, that's one of the reasons I'll do my shit and everything like that. Aaron's the first of us to do anything far as like creatively in college. You are the leader in that.
Thank you, sir.
And yeah, it was really good. It was like hard work. I was like, oh shit, the movies matter
A lot of
because
ambition
people
there.
are working.
A lot of ambition in there.
Initial ambition too. That's the
Yeah.
start. But yeah, what got you into film, Aaron?
I want to say way back middle school is when it like really kind of started. I had like iMovie on like my laptops that were like issued with the school, and like I just started fucking around. Really, I started editing, and pretty soon I was like creating shit just to create shit, and I was very interested in it, and that's kind of what kicked it off in the very beginning. And it's tapered off indeed. Here now, I'm in Los Angeles. How about you,
Tinseltown.
Alex?
What got me into it? I mean, I always knew I wanted to do this. I dropped out of college because I was an English major, and I was like, I'm wasting my time here. Not to mention, I'll just a little sidetrack. So I went to school back east, and I knew it was time to leave when this was. I'm a little bit older than you guys, but at the time, Bush was running for president against John Kerry, and the school Democrats put up a Kerry banner, and the school Republicans tore it down and set it on fire and stomped it out. And I was like, I need to leave this place immediately and
Good old days.
get back to LA and get on a film set. And that's what I did. But I used to make stuff when I was a kid. But I made a feature in high school as like a class senior project. So that was my first foray, and then I just started getting on set.
That's what started it. Damn.
Skin in the game, bro. Now this isn't a topic, but let's talk about skin in the game, right? Like, I paid money for the
Skin
podcast.
in the game.
Yeah, skin in the game. You gotta pay for this shit. You gotta bleed, baby.
Yeah, you have to really invest in
You gotta
equipment.
really invest
You
in
have
this
to-
shit. So like last we always tell emerging artists and new artists, you're gonna have to pay for stuff, bro. If you really like the shit you're doing, you're gonna have to spend some money.
You're gonna
And
have
we're
to
talking about
invest in
skin in the
stuff.
game. How much you spent so far, bro? Just so the kids know, because you are our senior, you are dropping the wisdom.
How much have I spent? I don't even know how to quantify that.
That's all we need.
Oh man, so the thing about film, like, if you want to be a writer, that's free. all you need is a pencil and paper, laptop, whatever. Like, you can write anywhere, anytime. You don't need the means of production. Once you want to make a movie, that becomes very expensive very quickly. So every time I've gone into like a short, I'm like, oh, I can do this for cheap. And it's always 10 times, even if I make a budget, it's 10 times what I think it's going to be. My first short cost $12,000. My second short cost $65,000. And then when I went to write the feature, I was like, this can't be made for less than $3 million. And I was like, where the fuck am I going to get that kind of money? So then it becomes about fundraising and less about creative. And that's just something that is not, that's a separate part of the brain. So,
right side, left
but
side.
it's so important. Like, you need that also. So you need to surround yourself with people who can do all those other jobs, and get the money. But it's a struggle. It's a struggle.
God damn.
Skin of the game.
It is.
Skin of the game. Aaron, how much you spent, bro?
To date, probably like somewhere like personally between like 5 and 10K probably in equipment and software over the years.
Yeah. Yep.
Currently just a 5K probably around there.
Yeah, I'm at that too, because photography, fucking paying for shit, going through the drafts, paying people to edit. This equipment here for the podcast, oh bro, podcast got some dough for me, but I don't know, I'm like really proud of it as well, right? Like, like the more money you put into something, or the more energy you put into something, you start either being proud of it or you be mad at yourself. And like, I'm not mad. I never, like, it's been points where it's been struggles. I never been mad at the struggle. I'm like, I want to do this.
I'll say I made a huge mistake in spending all that money when I did. Like I was lucky enough to have some, old bonds and some money that was left to me, and I fucking squandered it on these projects. And I'm like, this is gonna catapult me into the stratosphere. I just need to make this project, and people are gonna be knocking down my door to make, no.
Every project feels like the project.
I should have just used the resources that were at my disposal at the time and made things on the cheap until I was ready to spend money. So I made a really stupid decision, wasting all of that, wasting that nest egg, and going back to zero and being in debt. That was a silly decision.
Yeah, I mean, that's where we're at right now. We're in debt as far as like school and shit. So like, we're not in the green. No. We're not in the green. We got to work towards. So yeah.
I will say I used the money from dropping out of school to fund some of these things.
Skin in the game.
Yeah. You have to invest. You have to invest in your endeavors.
First moving to LA. How has the city changed since you first moved to LA? Let's start with you, Aaron, because you're the newest.
How has it changed? I mean, I don't know. I don't really think my opinion is that valid. I haven't lived here for a full year. The only noticeable thing I can like really have a say in is the area in which I frequent. The crime's gotten a little higher, right? Like noticeably. All right, that's from just a personal perspective.
Bro. Welcome to the recession, baby.
All right. But like I said, don't put much faith in that because I haven't even lived here for a year yet.
I don't know. I'm in my second year in LA, right? I'm like the mid-range. Probably not. You've been here way longer than both of us, but this is the closest we're going to get. Life of Thompson. So I'm almost in my second year in LA, and like I went to, when I first got here, I had a job set up. Job fell through. Hey, fuck you, man. Everybody's a senior. They got kids. You don't. Go find a job. Cool. Had to go get it. Go get the job. Adjusting. Nice area. Crazy people. Great. And I don't know. I really developed myself as like a young man and an adult out here, right? Like even a professional. Like I take wherever I make my money at, I try to do my best, right? And beforehand, I was just get a check. Just hanging out. This and that. All my energy has been put forward to something I need to do or I want to do, right? Beforehand, I had all these excuses, all these scapegoats. Now I'm in LA, and if I fail, people are gonna know I failed in LA. So I'm not in a mindset to fail. So I'm here to win. I'm year 2, and I'm here to win.
There we go.
How about you, Alex? The vet. Go ahead and tell them how many years, bro.
Man,
tell them how many years you've been in the city, bro.
I've probably been in the city a little over 30 years. Maybe 30.
That's
30
older than both of us.
30 something years. From the East Coast. But, I mean, I was in the East Coast until I was like, I don't know, 5. And then I moved out here. And then I went back to the East Coast for high school and college. But other than that, I've been here for most of the time. So, yeah, roughly 30 years. How has it changed? A lot more homeless, that's for sure. Like now you can't, walk down the street without being accosted in any neighborhood.
Bro, it's crazy. I live in Westwood, right?
Yeah.
Live in Westwood. Probably one of the nicest premier areas to live in LA. Homeless epidemic, bro. Like these dudes are, I mean, you see where I work, I'm working retail, and I had a dude, just walk in the store and accost another dude at the register. I'm like, no security. How am I fucking going to de-escalate this shit? Now I got to do this and that. And I'm like, wow.
Constant de-escalation.
I'm going to stay the constant de-escalation. As soon as I open up the clock, I'm like, all right.
What am I going to have to de-escalate
This
today?
guy, the police, and de-escalation. We got to get there.
These reoccurring villains.
Yeah, constant, bro.
Consistently come to fuck shit up.
Constant, bro. It's a
Come
dude
to
that comes
fuck
in
shit
here,
up.
and he just yells, and like this other dude has instigated the issue, and now every time he comes in there, he got an issue with one of the workers. I'm like, bruh. And the worker, he thinks it's a joke. This shit is not a joke. Bro don't like you.
He will hurt you. The security's a joke, bro.
Deontay showed me that security is not a joke. Okay, my friend Deontay works security at this club, bro. I'm talking to him. He got me in there, whatever, finesse. But
big body,
bro. Deontay sees some problem. Like, yo, bro, gotta get out of here.
Yeah, he's gotta go.
Yo, he flew in seconds. I never seen a human leave a place so fast. I was like, yo,
wait, where'd he go?
He's not here anymore. He's in the abyss of outside.
He's outside.
Security is real. I've talked to a couple security guards.
I have, dude. I'm friends with a couple.
Yeah.
I've seen some people that just laugh in the face of authority. This is a joke.
Yeah, I don't believe in the laws.
Not this.
But yeah, LA has definitely changed. I mean, I've been on shooting a commercial, and we were on a process trailer, which is like you hook up. You can't have actors drive and act at the same time because it's not safe. So you put the car on a trailer and you tow it around. And we were doing that, driving around downtown LA all night, and there was a fist fight on the steps of a church that we drove by, and then we drove by another guy.
Blessed hands.
Walking down the street. His arm was cut like all the way down. His arm was bleeding everywhere. We drove by him, and
Skin
then
of the game.
we had to stop to re-rig some lights. And someone robbed a 7-Eleven across the street from us. And
beautiful.
So we had cops with us, to give us
security.
And they didn't do shit because they're hired by us and they're not going to go into.
Oh, no, that's not their job.
That's not their job.
Fuck that.
Like, hey, man,
we're just passing by.
We're making sure you guys are safe.
We're just passing by.
Fuck the rest of the world, bro.
But, no, sorry, it wasn't downtown. It was Hollywood. And that's why I'm always so... like, why do people come to Hollywood? People come to Hollywood.
Hollywood is crazy.
Hollywood sucks. Don't go to Hollywood.
Hollywood's insane, bro. I ended up there drunk, walking with some people my first year here.
Yeah.
Fucking insane. Really just rolled the dice with my life.
Really not a safe place to walk around.
It's not. No. I mean, it's no safe place anymore. Life at times. Back to Alex. Back to LA.
Oh, how has it changed? I mean, beyond that, I don't know. The Cinerama Dome, I consider a cultural landmark. that was recently closed. I don't know if I think it's back open now. Netflix was considering buying it. I think I don't know if that's legitimate, but I know like ArcLight went out of business. I don't know. The city, we don't really respect our cultural landmarks here as much as we should. I wish we did. I will say, last time I was at the Cinerama Dome, Christopher Nolan was right in front of me. This was
big name.
This was back in the day.
Damn.
I was watching. Was it P.T. Anderson's? What was that movie?
We're Young Guns.
2 movies ago.
2 movies ago. Aaron?
Oh man,
Film.
it was before Phantom Thread, right before
Movies.
Phantom Thread with Joaquin
Film.
Phoenix.
Joaquin Phoenix. All I know about that guy's a Joker.
It was a Thomas.
I'm film
It was
trash.
a Thomas Pynchon, but
I'm film trash.
oh
I'm
man.
sorry.
Anyway, I forget what it was, but
We need a Google guy.
he was right in front of me.
Next time we're gonna get a Google guy. I swear to God. We're grassroots.
Inherent Vice.
Inherent Vice, yes, sir.
Going to see Inherent Vice, and he's right in front of me, and
That's a fire ass name.
I actually tapped
Yeah.
him on the shoulder, and he's like, he said he was seeing it for the second time, and I was like, you gotta respect that. Like, he's going to the dome like everybody else.
Damn.
Hot take of the film industry as a whole.
You first, Alex.
I'll go first because I have no skin in the game. Callback. But listen, I don't know, bro. I know nothing. I know nothing. I'm Jon Snow. I know nothing. It looks good. You guys are doing stuff. I like actors. I know the script takes time. You know, I've seen the cameras. They're big and fancy. I don't know about film. All I know is that I appreciate it. You know, the human experience is needed. It needs to be captured. It needs to be seen.
People want content.
Yeah, I mean, are you content with being content? But it's a
People want
different story.
content. You want media. All of it.
Manja.
Entertainment.
It's been amphitheaters since the essential, start of life. They had that in the Greco era. Watch a lion get killed by a gladiator or a gladiator get killed by a lion. Now we see that, and it's some dude that's been working out all day.
Now we see Thor hit someone with a hammer.
There we go. That's all I ever needed. I need to see the sparks too. I gotta know. I gotta see this shit.
I don't know if I have any hot takes on it, but I'm not a huge fan of how like a lot of great content that used to be in theaters is now migrating digital. That's fine. There are a lot of purists that think. I mean, I don't think theaters are ever going to go away. People love that communal experience, and I don't think they're going to go away.
I'd agree with that.
Yeah.
But I think what's troubling is I don't begrudge. I love Disney. I don't begrudge Marvel movies, but I think they're carving out a lot more of the landscape than those movies used to, and I think it's taking away from other smaller stories that could be fantastic. So, but again, people said the same shit back in the 80s. They accused Spielberg of the same thing, making these tentpole movies.
Yeah.
So I think time will tell, and if people have a good time at the movies, that's what matters. Movies are magic, and it doesn't matter if it's on film, if it's digital, if you're watching it on your phone, your laptop, whatever. If you get the experience, more power to you. I think that's what's important. But I don't know.
All right, let's get to Aaron, and then I have a really interesting question. Go ahead.
I don't know. I don't know right now. I'd like to actually gain some experience in it first.
Skin in the game.
Ground level. Some skin in the game first before I can really say I have a real opinion of it. Right now, I just kind of I'm looking at it from a distance. It looks hideous in certain aspects. Yes, but you know what? It's a very long process. It's a very complicated process. A lot of ins, a lot of outs. All right.
In and out. I love their burgers.
Yeah.
That's a good movie.
Yeah.
In and Out. Kevin Kline, 1997, I think.
You know, it's crazy.
Fantastic.
I say In and Out all the time. I'm from Philly.
You know, it's
right?
funny. I was quoting Big
Oh, shit,
Lebowski.
Oh
Yes,
shit!
yes, you were.
Yeah.
Oh shit!
Yeah, you got the good. I was like, yeah.
And that's
yeah,
why I
yeah,
bring
you
the
got it.
film guys together.
Coen Brothers.
yeah,
everything they do is close.
So that's kind of my take right now.
Yeah.
That's my take right now, at the moment, and that might change, and that probably will change over time.
Well, my query was while we were talking about it, while we were expounding, what was the first moment you had with cinema? You were like, okay, this is when I enjoy and I feel something through this medium. Not just expressing, but just seeing it and like, going to the movies.
Yeah.
The first movie I saw when I was 1 year old, my parents took me to Back to the Future.
Wow.
And when Doc Brown got shot, apparently I cried and they had to leave the theater. I was like, well, don't bring a baby to a movie theater, first of all. I don't know what they were thinking. Once I got older, some of the movies that were really influential for me, Usual Suspects,
Wow.
The Birdcage, LA Confidential, were hugely impactful when I was, just 10 to 13. The first Mission Impossible was one of my favorite action movies, and then I started exploring other stuff,
Foreign film or no?
Yeah, I love Louis Malle, the French director. Elevator to the Gallows in the 50s was one of my favorite movies. But then I also loved Half Baked. The Half Baked was huge.
Now you're coming to my way. Now you're coming back over here.
Yeah, like that was huge. Go was big when I was a kid. I think my parents were horrified. When I was watching Half Baked and Go, they were like, "What is he doing this?
What's going to happen to this kid?"
I was like, "No, it's just a movie." Let's see what else. Yeah, I mean, like I Die Hard was huge.
Oh,
it was huge for me.
That shit was crazy. It made wearing a white beater totally different. I was like, I could do something. I've seen Die Hard. He's done some things in the white beater. I'm just saying.
Die Hard with a Vengeance. The second one we can skip, but like, yeah, the one and three were classics.
What about like Braveheart and shit like that?
I
got that shit when I was young, so I always felt like a patriot. I was like, oh, my country. I was going crazy.
Yeah, Braveheart's great. But at the same time, like Usual Suspects, Seven, like he was a phenomenal actor. And I don't respect people who are like, cancel those movies. We can't watch those movies. No, he's a bad person. Don't mess with him. But he was a great actor.
Yeah, that's the thing. Can we separate the art from the artist, right?
It's a big
and I think
topic.
that's the thing with our generation. I think our generation is very reactionary. Now, this is the bridge. This is the gap between me and you.
It is.
So, you respect the art, but we're trying to set a new tone. There's critiques for both generations, right? But the thing is, you guys been here a little bit longer, and you let a lot of shit slide. So, as we take the new charge, we can't, And I get the other side, like, oh, this is great, da-da-da. But he also did something wrong, and we have to acknowledge that. Now, the art is the art. Like, I'm telling you this. House of Cards is fucking good. Can't lie. Cannot lie. Everything that's going on is fucking good.
Yeah, that's the biggest dilemma is that these movies that you grew up on, that you obviously harbor a lot of love towards, it's like, holy shit, now it's become tainted. Can we still support it in the same way? It's a very, very important question.
We got the same shit with R. Kelly. Now let's talk about the black community. R. Kelly, Bill Cosby, and then we started talking about like money and what's going on.
I think when you have all that money, you get to a point where you feel untouchable.
Yeah,
I think, and that's its own problem. But I firmly believe that you should separate the artist and the art. Like, okay, let's stop supporting them at this point, like maybe cut them off.
Like their new stuff, we don't support. Their old stuff, we have to enjoy.
I mean, you can enjoy something and not
fuck with the
respect
person
where it came from or who made it. Like,
in that sense, true, because it's also like a project isn't just made up by one person.
Yeah, you're right. Because like
it's like that project was like the project for how many people. It's like because this fucking dickhead came around and just was doing fucked up shit. Now we've tainted it as a toxic experience.
I mean, like,
and he was the only person there.
Yeah. With Cosby, he's the only person. I mean, he's doing stand up, but I still enjoy his old stand up. It's hilarious.
Yeah, so that's the thing.
It's hilarious.
So I still enjoy the Cosby Show, but I stopped watching it. Right, like I grew up on the Cosby Show. It's a little different black community as far as like how he is right beforehand, like and him being America's dad and all this other shit. So and he's from Philadelphia. I'm from Philly. It's a lot of conflicting thoughts.
But the Cosby Show in particular, he's coming off as America's dad, so I can see where that is creepy.
Yeah.
Knowing that America's dad
was doing that
shit. But like his comedy specials are a different beast, and you can just laugh at the jokes because they're
it's
incredible.
A different medium.
He was so influential. So like he did some bad shit, and like you can't deny that.
Yeah,
and he should be punished for that. But why can't you laugh at his jokes?
Yeah, so like that's where we're at, right? It's a state of confliction. We go back to the two different generations, right? We're laughing at shit, but current day we see them as this. So how can I laugh? It's the difference in generations and experiences, right? I'm sure if some kid that's like 15 or 19 or whatever, and some shit came out about Lil Uzi in 20 years. No way. Not Lil Uzi. Not Fusu Shuttle. Like, it's
how can Lil Uzi Vert do that?
EXO. Like, no. Like, it's just a little different. It is like, damn. It's just a generational perspective that we got to work around, right? Because we all got Twitter, so we're talking shit to each other.
Yeah, I think a lot of it comes from, Twitter gave everyone a voice.
Yeah.
And I don't think that's a good thing.
Yeah, for sure.
But also, like, people are so quick to judge. I mean, in certain cases, like, we know they did that shit.
Yeah.
And, like, we should judge. But in other cases, like, people are very quick to judge without any evidence. But like,
I think it's just a great way to mudsling at the top, right? Like, this guy's making all this money. Well, you fuck kids. You know what I'm saying? Like that.
Case of Michael Jackson.
Yeah, the case of Michael Jackson. Super talented. All the shit happened, making all the money. Oh, you fuck kids. Like that's
defamation.
You know what I'm saying? It's defamation of character, and we can't like.
And now it's like almost consistently associated with his career.
A constant association.
It's
you can even
joke.
say that with like Chris Brown, right? The assault of Rihanna and everything that happened and that shit.
We know Chris Brown hit Rihanna.
Oh yeah, for sure.
There's still no consensus on what exactly Michael Jackson did.
And the mystery.
He did something. We know he did something. It was not good. But like, what, you can't listen to Thriller anymore? Like,
yeah.
What the fuck?
So you make these phenomenal records in it that changes everything in the genre, right?
Yeah.
And that's the thing, man. Like, go through history. It was a lot. Yeah,
I'm pretty sure Michael Jackson was cleared of all of his shit. Like, I'm pretty sure Michael Jackson was cleared of all of his shit.
It's like a documentary that came out after he died and everything.
Like, a judge cleared most of these, if I'm not mistaken.
A judge.
Yeah.
But the American people are still judging.
Chappelle.
All right, well, in the greater eye of the public, then, he's guilty. But, like, not illegally.
But that's what matters, though. That's what matters, though.
Well, let's just be careful what we're saying on the pod, too.
Yeah. I mean, we'll clean the shit up.
All right,
We'll clean the shit up.
I was like, we're saying some shit that could, like,
we'll clean the
legal
shit
trouble.
Yeah.
What's legal? So,
defamation.
Defamation.
Right back to it. I'm like, what are we talking about?
All right. Let me go back.
You want to talk about Woody Allen?
we could, like,
I don't think he did anything. And I've had fights with some close friends about
anything
that.
about Woody Allen and all that shit. It's kind of like
some strong points for Woody Allen.
Shit,
there's some strong points for Woody Allen. Some strong points against them. It's a whole fucking.
He's been cleared by an awful lot of courts.
Same shit with Michael Jackson.
Yeah,
it's just
right. But that's the problem, is that let's say you can have your own opinion about they did it or they didn't. Who cares?
Right.
Let's just say for an example that they didn't. Let's just say they didn't. Let's just say this was leveraged against them and they didn't do it. This is gonna follow them. It's followed them around their whole lives, tainted their reputations. Everyone has a cutthroat opinion about it. Let's just say you're in that position someday. You're accused of something that you didn't do, and then suddenly the whole world is against you. You can't work, and everyone thinks you're a demon. And yes, there are actual bad people in the world that do bad shit. Yeah. And they deserve to be punished for it. But let's just say
important to mention that yes, that does happen. And has happened to a lot of people.
Yeah.
But the majority of the time, you flip the case, most of the time he does get away. But they do get away with it.
Yeah, so it's a generality that people...
It's when this shit happens, we want to... Yeah.
And when one guy gets it, it's 30 other guys doing it. And that's the reality of the situation. It's boys clubs.
It happens.
There's collective groups doing fucked up shit.
I think that's a really good point, and I don't want to seem like I'm defending.
No.
No.
But the power of attention. So there's a lot going on in the world. And when I looked at my phone a couple days ago, the only thing I saw was that some children were being murdered in Texas.
Yeah.
Last time we was on the Life and Times podcast, we talked about the last 2 mass shootings. Guess what? Another week, another mass shooting. 21 is the death count. 18 kids, 1 teacher.
There's a lot of information coming out by the hour.
A lot of information coming in by the hour. I heard the police got there and went for their kids, then waited an hour for backup and went back in. What the fuck? What the actual fuck? If you can't see that sometimes police can be biased, after this, I don't want to debate you anymore.
It's hard.
It's not a debate. Everybody's a fucking human. And these humans made a villainous mistake. And it's just how many times has this happened? In real other situations. And how many bodies
that weren't even reported on.
Aren't reported on. That didn't get fucking attention because we have these cameras on our phones. We record our own story now. It's fucking spooky, bro. Kids died.
People.
Kids died, bro. I see people posting memes. I see people posting counter arguments, trying to be oh, look, you see this? Let me invert this situation to make me seem better in this other argument. The only thing we should be talking about is that kids are dead. We have to do something.
Bro, there's footage of these parents on their way through hallways to go and identify their dead child.
Imagine
that they had
shit.
Just kissed, hey,
in the morning.
Hey, have fun at school.
Remember
that was the last time they saw their child, and then the instant next memory they'll have is of their corpse. That needs to get that visceral image in your head. That's what's happening.
It's It hasn't stopped, bro.
Hasn't stopped.
It's been 200 plus mass shootings?
This is
fucking
specifically
ridiculous.
an American problem.
It is.
This is not a problem anywhere else. Because we're, the whole party is bought and paid for by the NRA. So if we don't stand up to the NRA, which the Republicans will never do because you don't bite the hand that feeds, it's not going to happen. So I hope in my heart that something happens, but I don't think anything will happen. I think it's going to be status quo. They're Mitch McConnell, today was let's start the talks. Let's start the talks. But that's just, putting his finger in the wind and being
the last time he gave a fuck about American society is when after the January 6th insurrection.
Yeah.
And when he was saying a bunch of shit, he was like, yo, because he almost died.
Yeah.
Because it almost happened to him.
But then he didn't do anything.
Then he didn't do anything.
it's the inaction is inexcusable. And
on any side, any party, it's inaction. People on both sides, both parties, their kids are dying because of inaction.
The kids are dying on both parties, but I don't think the inaction isn't. The inaction is in both parties because the Democrats can't pass anything because the Republicans won't let them pass anything. So that's the playbook: is make a problem worse so that you can demonize the other side. Demonize exactly what you're doing. Accuse the other side of doing exactly what you're doing. It's the same playbook. It's the same Goebbels playbook that the Republicans are using. It's completely fucked up.
Yeah, man, it's pretty garbage. Cause like I see people doing if people had guns and all this and that.
Well, what were the Republican solutions? They said
get more guns.
They said, give teachers guns and have
teachers,
only one door. Have only one door.
Teachers should learn how to handle a gun, handle a class, stop a mass shooter.
Can you imagine?
And still get paid $30K. Are you fucking serious?
Well, get paid the same as a cop.
Oh shit! That opens up another door.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, it's the whole thing is a mess.
Yeah.
But until we the Second Amendment was talking about muskets. You know how long it takes to load a musket and shoot a musket? Not an assault rifle.
So like the thing is, right, when people stand by certain rights and stuff, and I understand, right? That's like when people go on that whole freedom of speech, right? Like, I can say whatever I want. Like, oh, you're being racist. It's just a line. It's just a line. You're going over the line. You shouldn't be able to kill somebody that fast, that quickly.
Shouldn't.
I'll go back to Du Bois. Du Bois, across the street from campus, a military dude I know, won't say his name, went and got an AR from the gun shop. He then showed us the AR. It was 10 minutes.
It's there.
Small town Du Bois.
Very easy to get a gun.
That's how easy it was.
Very easy.
That's how easy it was. If he wanted to go and kill a bunch of people, he could have.
That's what no one's talking about taking the guns away.
Yeah, man. We gotta know what you're doing with this gun.
Just putting in like common sense
laws,
like a waiting period. So if you come in all crazy like with asking for a gun, maybe wait a few days.
Maybe wait a week or 3.
Yeah, and
the thing
put
is,
on a
right,
list.
Like the process that women have to go through for abortion, right? I've seen a lot of people equate this situation, and I was like, yeah, you're right. Imagine if you had to go through all the steps a woman has to get a gun, to get an abortion. It's the same shit. Imagine if they had to go through all that. Bunch of people with signs, hey, look at my baby that just died. A bunch of kids just died, bro. You should know about that before you go buy a gun and you're 18.
And it's not even gun. It's the assault rifles.
Yeah.
Like, you want to buy a pistol? Fine. In and out in the day. How many, it's a lot harder to kill that many people with a pistol than an assault rifle that fires 30 rounds a second. It's a completely different world.
Yeah, it's a different ballgame.
And no one needs an assault rifle. No one. If you want to hunt, fine. If you want to shoot, you want to have a gun, this is America, have a gun. You don't need an assault rifle. No one needs an assault rifle unless you're in a war.
Yeah. And then we have these people who think, oh, I need these assault rifles. I need these weapons, right, to fight some war. Let me just give you a headline, buddy. America's really good at that shit. If we were actually putting armies against these guys who got their AKs, they will all die. They will all die fast.
We always said, there's never be an invasion.
Yeah. Well, that's one of the reasons why, I guess that we have that, like the gun law and everything. Like, nobody's just walking through America. Like, nobody's going to send their army through America.
No, you have to fight with the citizens now.
You have to fight with the citizens.
They know the area. They know the local area really well.
Bro.
And they actually own weapons. Like, military grade weapons.
I got this bazooka back with
I got it. I'm a collector. All right?
I'm ready.
That's always the argument. I need to defend myself. From what?
From who?
Exactly.
From who's
From what?
attacking?
But the thing is, we don't want to be pacified sheep. That is an argument on that other side.
Sure.
Yeah.
I'll be double advocate on that point. We don't want to be pacified sheep. If shit does go bad, if shit does go crazy, you should have arms. I feel
Sure.
that way.
Yeah.
Every
For
time I
that,
go
too.
outside, I'm like, hey, me and Aaron talk about this.
Yeah.
I definitely want to get my concealed carry.
Yeah.
Is this too much shit going on, bro?
There's a lot of
So
shit.
many people think they're like God once they have a pistol. And I'm like, fuck. I need a pistol. At least.
Yeah.
Maybe a shotgun from my crib. Like
There's a lot of
this is-
fuck.
there's
There's a lot of fucked up shit
going on.
that's looking to fuck you up really bad
Fast and quick.
quickly.
I'm not anti-gun. Like I need that thing. Like
Yeah, but
I mean, thinking about zombies. Like,
Get away from me.
I need an edge. I need an edge, man. I'm not trying to fight a zombie with a wrench, man.
you
Fuck
never
that.
know what's coming.
You never know.
But you don't need to fire 30 rounds a second.
No.
Yeah.
And that's where we land back to the reality of the situation. Like, I think you need to go through a
Adult
lot
maturity.
of steps before you get that. You're going to need adult maturity, bro.
It's easier to get an assault rifle than to get a driver's license. And
Crazy.
that is a mess.
That's insane.
That's wild.
That's insane, bro. That's when you get back to adult maturity. Like, it's no way around it. I've been facing a lot of things, arguing with people, dealing with shit. I'm an adult. I won't sacrifice or forfeit what I want to do in the future for what's going on presently. That's where I'm at with it. I'm about to be 25. What about you guys? How have you been dealing with your adult maturity? Because you see some like shit that's like, oh, this is what kids do. Like if I was a kid, I'm supposed to respond this way. But I'm an adult, so I don't.
When I was younger, it was a lot more like knee-jerk reactions. I was just an asshole when I was younger. Yeah, a lot of getting older has been just like taking more time to process things. And if I get angry, thinking and realizing like, why am I getting angry? That's silly. Like, what a silly thing to be angry about.
Yeah.
And just like taking more time, slowing things down. Like the older I get, like I slow a lot of things down. Like when I was younger, I was like, everything needs to be done immediately, and like I want to eat quickly. Everything had to be super fast because I want to get on to the next thing. And now it's like, no, I want to like take time and actually appreciate every little thing as it's in front of me. Doesn't matter what it is, just like everything. Just like take the time, slow it down, think, breathe, all of that. And like I think that's really hard to do when you're younger because like everything's new and exciting, and you just want to
Wonderful.
You want to relish.
set
Wonderful.
the town on fire.
Yeah.
We're podding.
We're potted
We're
now.
podding now. We're podding.
Harry Potter.
All right.
The boy you
Damn.
potted.
Ron Weasley,
Damn.
Emma Watson, McGonagall,
Pod Watson.
Dumbledore.
I definitely say that as well. Is rethinking my anger and
Yeah.
like taking different approaches.
I'm like, I'm
Definitely.
going to channel this shit, bro.
Let me channel this properly. Like, why am I really upset about this? Can I like communicate?
What could I
I'm
have
thinking
done
better.
beforehand? You
Could I
know?
have changed this? I should have handled that differently. Why didn't I show more? I don't know, like wisdom or like at least more like
Restraint.
restraint.
I look at
you
that. We're
know?
potted.
Yeah.
We're potted now.
I will say social media is the antithesis of that.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
never
Yeah.
never
Yeah.
joined the Twitter.
I never joined Twitter.
Everything about social media is destroying your brain and your life. Like I'll check in. I used to be on Instagram all the time, like, and it took me a long time to realize like what a destructive force it was. And stopping social media was one of the best decisions I ever made.
No, social media is a life in immediacy. Like you see people doing shit, you're like, oh, I need to be doing shit.
I'd be doing something.
Gotta be doing something right now. It's kind of like I used to have like a certain anxiety when I didn't, like when we didn't post a pod. I'm like, fuck, I'm used to this sensation every Thursday,
Yeah.
and now I don't get it. I'm like, oh fuck. Then I'm like, no, you were living life before the sensation, you fucking freak.
Well,
Relax.
you gotta promote yourself. So like that's the thing. If you use it for self promotion,
Then it's cool.
then I understand
Alright,
it.
cool.
But to get wrapped up in it is a complete waste
Yeah.
of time.
It's
Think about
too-
all the things
totally
you could be
different.
doing
Yeah,
instead.
you could be working on what you're trying to achieve.
And it's just bad for your mental health.
It is progress versus stagnation. Yeah, so like people want you to just do the same shit. I realized that. You know, you go to this sandwich shop, they're like, you want your same shit. You go to your roommate, you want to talk about the same shit. You go to your relationship, you want to do the same shit. And it's like, that's stagnation. Progress is doing something hard until it's easy and then finding something else hard to do. And I don't want to get caught in the ease of my life because I've done that before. I've stagnated. You know, I wrote Secluded when I was 19, didn't put it out till I was 21. And I know, 21 going to 22, so 3 years. 3-year gap, I was just, I'm afraid. Never going to face it. Then I faced it, felt better. And it's like, the progress was better than the stagnation, but the stagnation felt so good. You know, it's like a comfort and like, I'm going to do this. That's my identity right now. But the more I challenge myself, the more I progress. What about you guys? Progress versus stagnation. How you feeling, Aaron?
It's kind of a cycle, isn't it?
It is.
Creatively, you go through lulls, you go through highs and lows, you go through moments where progress is really easy. You're just doing shit consistently. It's coming along, and you go through points of stagnation. I think I was really productive film-wise when I was younger, but that's only because the quality and my respect to the process has increased immensely. I was ambitious. I was just looking to film. Film. Long hours, do this and that. Don't really plan. It's terrible. All right. It was young. It was just ambition. It was just a rookie.
Yeah.
And then you learn the process, the actual knit and grit to do it right, to do it by the books, to have a team, to get money together, to make it a real thing. I was like, all right, this is why it takes so long. This is the process. I get it now.
Yeah.
You know, and I was in a little bit of a point of stagnation after the pandemic. I wrapped up Voice in the Night. We worked really hard to fix what we weren't able to finish off. And after that, it's just kind of been like, all right, where to next? You know, you're starting to enter a career, so you start to think about serious projects that you'll start to
be known for,
pitch and shit.
Yeah.
And it's not just short films anymore. It's, okay, you need to actually add to like a resume. You need to add to a portfolio here if you want to do that type of shit. And so it comes in cycles, people. Comes in cycles.
Yeah.
What about you, Alex?
Shit. I think there's routine and innovation. And I want to call it stagnation because I think stagnation can be looked at both ways. Like if you're always stagnant, you know, the pond is going to get scummy, right?
Yeah.
But I think you need those periods of repetition to re-energize yourself, to innovate. You can't always be innovating. It's not possible. So I think you need, you know, everything's cyclical. So you need to ride those waves and, you know, you need to fill up the tank. And to fill up the tank, you could consider that stagnation. You know, like, what is his name?
Famous guy.
Oh my God.
Somebody we know.
He wrote Social Network.
Aaron
Sorkin, thank you.
And that's why
Aaron Sorkin said, you know, like one of his silly quotes is like, you know, he'll do nothing for 9 months and then he'll write, you know, in a week. And someone asked him, and he's like, "What are you doing those 9 months?" He's like, "It's gestating. Like the idea is gestating."
Yeah.
And he, you know, and then a lot of coke later, he produces the product. But a lot of, you know, 90% of writing is thinking. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
I sat on a poem for like 2-3 weeks.
Yeah.
And then I write it, I'm like, oh, I'm good at this stuff.
Yeah.
It's easy to look at that as like you're not creating, you're not doing anything, but you are. You are doing.
You gotta build up to the moment.
Yeah. So it depends, but the stagnation is also very real if you don't do it.
Oh,
Yeah.
You can look up and you're like, oh, that's 3 years.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Let's go.
You can languish forever, but
you gotta make a plan.
you got to make a plan. You got to follow through. For people who don't know how expensive it is to make something, like that was an education in and of itself. Like I thought I had no idea when I was starting out how expensive it is to make a film, and it is insane. Like how many crew members you need, how many, like what their wages are. Like no one wants to work for a bad wage. Everyone wants to, like, it is insane how quickly that money adds up. You're like, why did you spend all this money? Because there's no choice. Like, you can ask people to work for free. You don't know if they're going to show up. You don't, like the favors run out very quickly. And,
They do.
You can hear those numbers that I said, and you're like, what an idiot spending all that money.
No.
If you're not in, you have no idea.
You don't have
if
any
you're not
skin in the game.
Why it costs that much, and it does.
There's spreadsheets.
Yeah.
There's literally spreadsheets. There's like entire fucking financial departments for studios just to handle how expensive it gets.
So I just wanted to touch on that.
Oh yeah, retweet that shit. Okay. I made a short film for just $2,000. Holy shit. Things get very expensive very quickly. So yes. Last statements.
Listen, we are here. We're together. Thank you, Alex, for being a guest on the Life and Times.
Show, sir.
Pleasure.
Thanks, Aaron, for doing that edit last pod.
All right.
Thank everybody who tunes in. Thank everybody that pulls up to me at the job and say, yo,
shout out everybody.
Slow down. Like, I think I
show.
talked too fast. So I'm trying to slow it down. Sorry. I'm
go.
enthusiastic. It's a podcast. Right. It's the Life and Times. But last statements from you, Alex.
Oh.
Tell them you had a great time. You don't have to meet it.
Go on.
I did have a great time. Thank you.
Got that. Clip that.
Thank you for inviting me. My only statement to everybody would be, calm the fuck down.
There we go.
Calm down.
All right.
Don't react. Prepare.
Think. Yeah. Don't react.
Think critically.
Just think critically. Think about how to fix whatever the problem is. Don't tweet. Don't react out of anger. Just think about it and think about how to fix it. Don't react out of a
Don't look for the easy out.
Yes.
There you go.
That's a better way to say it.
Thank you. All right. Have some skin in the game. It's the Life and Times.
Let's go.